How are we doing today, guys? Today I have the brand new artillery Stormtrooper from the Mandalorian and Star Wars Vintage Collection. This one here, if you've seen the show, shows up when they're trying to kidnap Grogu from the Jedi Stone. I know the planet has a name, but I can't remember what it is. And he's wreaking havoc, and you got Boba Fett and Fennec Shan and Din Djarin and all them. So this one here, on the back of the box, I still have one more figure that I need to do. That's the Klatooinian Raider. But as you can see, that is pretty close to finishing out the back of this box. I just did the Cal Kestis video a little while ago. So that one is, on my channel. Go back and go ahead and give that one a watch. But let's go ahead and get this Stormtrooper off his card, shall we? So we can go ahead and take a look at that mortar tube, and then take a look at one of the complaints that people are having with this one, which I love and hate the internet. Right now I think it's leaving more towards a hate relationship, because I don't think I would have noticed this unless someone would have pointed it out to me, which it was pointed out to me. So now I'm going to point it out to you. And if you hadn't already known about this, and this ruins this figure for you, well, part of me does apologize. Oh! Well, so yeah, there went his head and his pauldron right out of the package. Go ahead and get that cut. One thing I am kind of mildly thankful for, that, this particular figure didn't come out a handful of years ago when the 25th anniversary G.I. Joe was still coming out. Because who knows how lazy Hasbro would have been in not just giving us the 25th anniversary mortar from like Flash or something like that. I do appreciate how that mortar tube is on a ball joint on both sides. So that means you could put it on some uneven terrains and then adjust your mortar tube. So that's pretty rad. I do appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get this pauldron back on. And so with that, double ball joint neck. We'll go ahead and do that real quick while we've got the head off there. So it actually feels like it doesn't have enough room, that they did not accommodate very well for that pauldron. Because as I was sitting there trying to put that back on, the head just doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel well. Okay, so the backpack is removable. I was curious about that. Kind of a half moon shape there. So you go ahead and you put that in. Oh, wow. So I am noticing some things here. Let's take a look at the mortar tube itself. Oh, it looked like the mortar tube was going to connect somehow to the backpack itself. It just has a couple pegs on it, but it does not look like the mortar tube actually will connect. So, bummer, actually. And it does not look like he has any means, at least off the top of my head, connecting his blaster to the backpack either. But it does have spots. Let's see how well these little guys go in. Okay. So the mortar projectiles do fit into the bag. And they fit fairly snug. So it does feel like they're not just going to fall right back out. Okay, yeah, so they do fit pretty snug in there. They're not just going to drop right back out, which is really kind of nice. Because I hate that easily lost, kind of like the ARC Trooper skirt holsters. You upturn the gun and, they're upturn it and the guns fall out. But, so the shoulder articulation does have that little bit updated shoulder articulation. This side is going to be a little bit hindered from the pauldron there, obviously. Has pretty decent elbow. Wrist articulation is rockers, so it looks like we have one horizontal and one vertical for the wrist articulation there. He does have... Oh, wow. He does have the older hip joints, those really weird twist hip joints with the thigh swivel and everything like that, which I thought they had updated on some of the Stormtroopers. I thought they had updated that. Then he does have pretty decent knee articulation, and he does have the ankle rockers. Now, that thing that I was telling you about that was pointed out to me on the internet and was kind of ruined is the fact that there is the black joint there between the ankles, like the calf armor and the boots, to make it look like he's wearing black socks. That one there really does take away from the figure a little bit, but like I said, I don't know if I would have noticed it made it look like he was wearing tap shoes, unless someone pointed it out to me, or dress shoes, unless someone pointed it out, and now I pointed it out to you, and you guys can be angry with me. So overall, I am fairly happy with this Stormtrooper. I wish there was a way, like I was mentioning, to kind of connect the mortar tube to his bag, even if you had to, disassemble it and, figure out little pegging system. A peg system wouldn't have been such a problem to go ahead and figure out how to mount this mortar tube to the backpack, so he could be a little bit more self-sufficient, I guess would be the word, in transporting his gear, because blaster with no holster, mortar tube with no mounting system on the backpack, just doesn't seem like he would be very transport effective to quickly evacuate out of a ship onto a battlefield or anything like that. But so a little bit of a bummer there. I still think he'll look great in a nice little lineup with the Stormtroopers in a garrison lineup or something like that. Get the Flame Trooper, the standard Stormtroopers, all the other troopers that they've introduced in the Mandalorian. But and Stormtrooper down. But right there, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it with. Thank you for watching.